Welcome to the Orion Sportscast Podcast, the most refreshing analysis, insight, and opinions in the world of sports. Here are your hosts, Josh Egan and Brandon Waterhouse.
But holiday season, we spent some time with our family.
Merry Christmas, Josh. Happy holidays, my friend.
Merry Christmas. It's the World Juniors. I'm more excited about that. But spend some time with the family. Virtually, I guess, and then. We've both done school, so just take some time to relax. But now we're back. We're excited. There's gonna be a ton of content coming at you, and hopefully we do a lot better than the Clippers are doing right now.
Oh my God, we have history in the making right here. Like, there's a lot going on today. It's Sunday, right? But like at the same time, we had football yesterday and the day before. And we've had World Juniors hockey going on. And then on top of that, we have like afternoon basketball. But you didn't really look. I wasn't even looking too much into it. I was like,
no,
okay, it's Luka. Luka has, I can't say Luka has, but Luka's on the Mavericks. The Mavericks are missing Kristaps Porzingis anyway, which is just whatever. He's right. But the Clippers are missing Kawhi. So you would have thought, okay, whatever. Maybe decently close game, but you have Paul George, Serge Ibaka, all those guys. Bro, record-breaking 50-point halftime difference. 75-25.
Not good.
I am a Raptors fan at heart. That's where my fandom will come down to at the end of the day. I'm more of a diehard Raptors fan though because of Kawhi Leonard. I'm not afraid to admit that. He did encourage me to watch more Raptors basketball, and he brought a championship home. He encouraged my first jersey of the Raptors I ever bought with his name on it. So when he left, I was a fan of the Clippers, but I was still a fan of the Raptors. So to see this right now is whatever. It's like a year and a half gone since he left, but it's just kind of like, okay, so he can leave after this year. He can opt out or whatever, and he doesn't have to come back to the Clippers, or, he can go in, I should say, and stay an extra year and maybe sign an extension. But if you see this big of a differential, are you going to stay?
No. I'd leave. And the score is currently 120-71, so that 50 points is cut down to 49. But
wow.
It's not looking too good for them. And the Mavericks, this will probably be their first win of the season, unless there's one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. But there's 2 minutes left with a 50-point lead. So
yeah, it looks over. It looks over right now. I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty over.
Yeah, so we just wanted to open the show with that. We had some NFL games today as well. We had the Jets upsetting the Cleveland Browns, which totally fucked up my 5-play parlay for the day. So I'm just kind of done gambling on football until next week. And then, a bunch of NFL games. The big one that I'm looking forward to is the Bills tomorrow. They're going to be playing New England at Gillette Stadium. So see how that goes. But not too much going on in the NFL. We're getting down to crunch time. The Jags today officially secured the first overall pick in the next draft, so they pretty much grabbed Trevor Lawrence with a loss to the Bears. So the Jets have proven they can't do anything right because they couldn't even lose correctly. They have pissed away the first overall pick, and it'll go to the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is where Trevor Lawrence will probably end up. So I would also rather go to Jacksonville than New Jersey, but it is what it is, right? And then
yeah, man. Keep going.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of football games today. Not too much going on. The Steelers broke their losing streak. They did win today, and then they secured the AFC East or West or whatever one it was, and then so they will have a bye in the first round of the playoffs. Some other games that happened yesterday, sorry. This one, it's throwing me off with how many football games we had. So on Christmas Day, we had the Saints beating the Vikings 52-33. The Buccaneers laid an absolute beating on the Lions yesterday, 47-7. Tom Brady was just balling out that game. Also yesterday, the 49ers beat the Cardinals 20-12, and the Dolphins beat the Raiders 26-25. Bengals beat the Texans today 37-31. Jets beat the Browns 23-16. And your Giants lost to the Ravens 27-13. And like I mentioned earlier, the Bears beat the Jags 41-17. And just two more here. The Steelers, again, snapped their losing streak, which is kind of weird to say, even though they're 12-3, snapped their losing streak to the Colts, a 28-24 victory. And the Chiefs beat the Falcons 17-14, which I thought that game would be a lot more high scoring, but I guess not.
Yeah, man. So for some reason, the Jets want to win football games at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's weird.
And Jalen Hurts is in the middle of throwing some bombs to Deshaun Jackson, if you've been paying attention to that. That's a great sight to see.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole Jets situation, man, because it's like in any sport when there is a prospect available in a draft and you're slated to have a crap season, you kind of do a tank. And like we've seen tanks in hockey. The Sabres tank from
You're already 0-14. You were so damn close, right?
Right. And you've seen teams do it. Like Buffalo, they tanked hard for McDavid. They didn't get him, but they did do the tank. The Leafs did a dignified tank for Matthews. That paid off. All the Jets had to do was lose 3 more games, and they would have got a franchise player in Trevor Lawrence, but couldn't even do that properly, so he'll probably end up in Jacksonville now.
Yeah, I'm not too courageous on the interest of my NFL watch ever since the Giants just went downhill after like a 4 or 5 game win streak, but like can't say that 5-10 is looking too hot right now.
Right. I think that kind of there's been a lot of sports news, but some of it's old, and we're gonna try something different today. So it's 5:45 right now. The Canada game starts at 6, and what we're gonna do is we're recording half an hour before the show, and then we're gonna record the first intermission, second intermission, and then a little bit after the game. So the show is going to be kind of broken up into segments. It is going to be heavily based on the World Juniors and hockey because that's what's kind of breaking. Like 7 minutes ago, Tim Schultz signed a 3-year entry-level deal with the Sens. So his day got slightly better after, and watch this transition, after getting absolutely hammered 16-2 by Canada yesterday. What were your thoughts on that game?
Wow, great day to be okay. I don't know. Not great day. Like it's a nice day if you're a Canadian hockey fan yesterday, especially because it was a win, but it was it wasn't the real German team, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just to the average like junior, I guess world junior watcher right now, if you're going to watch this, I don't want you to think that was like the full capacity German team that they're even going to play with for the rest of the tournament, because I'm pretty sure they're getting half their players back either today or in the next day. Yeah, they're getting which is going to be huge for the last 2 games, right?
They're getting 6 players back tomorrow for
and a starting
goalie back. Yeah.
Well, it's like you can't even. And if you saw, and especially like if you saw the game last night, you were looking at. If you're looking at all the goals, some of the goals were like,
yeah,
really the goalie's fault. Like I'm
100%.
talking the first one, bad angle on the post, and then there's 2 where they just stumbled, like touching the puck behind the net, skating outside.
And that wasn't one goalie doing it twice. Both goalies did it once.
Did it each time. Yeah, like.
I know, it was weird.
So.
Go ahead.
I like cool. Like, yeah, the Canadians off, and it's good for their comp, right? So it's like at least you're not short of offense. At least you didn't win this game 3-2 and you're sweating because you're missing Kirby Dach. Like you just scored 16 goals. Right. You should be okay to feel forward going. You should be okay feeling okay moving forward.
Right. And I saw a lot of backlash from this game, and we'll get to that after. But going into this game, I knew it was going to be. Actually, I have proof of this. Maybe I will screenshot it. What did I tell you the score was going to be?
Yeah, 15-2.
I said I think this game's going to be 15-2, and it was 16-2, and one of the goals should not have counted.
And then, oh right, yeah.
The final score should have been 15-2. That is what I predicted. And I was just looking at this German team. They played an okay game the day before. They were tired coming off a game that they lost to, I think they played Finland the day before. And then you come into a game against Canada that it's going to be an uphill battle anyway. You're only playing, I think they have 9 forwards, 5 defensemen. You have your second and third string goalie playing. It just didn't look good. So I was like, this is just going to be a blowout and you've played hockey too. Once it gets to like 7-0, you're just like, okay, whatever.
Did you see the one, might have been Dylan Cousins' blow by on the right side. We were talking about it. It was like that defender moved his ankles as if he had like these 10-pound ankle weights I have beside me on. It was kind of like embarrassing. And it's not to say that that's his overall skills in skating. He could have just been dog tired.
Right. And I remember watching that goal because I I think I was getting a beer or something. I don't know. I just hear Ray Ferraro go, "Oh, here we go," and I was like, "What?" And I just poke my head out and just see him take off and bust through the two defensemen. I'm like, "Geez." But so Canada win that 16-2.
Let's move forward to what we got coming up soon against Slovakia. 2 questions for you. Really not that big of a brain teaser at all. A, who gets the first goal country-wise? Who scores it secondly?
I think Canada scores first. And it'll be probably Dylan Cousins.
Line it up for me. Who are 2 players that someone should watch out for against Canada today if you're on the Slovak?
If you're on the Slovaks, okay. I did my Slovak preview, so let me just pull up the roster because I want to say the names correctly. I had to do a bunch of pronunciations, so I am going to stall for time here. And before we do this, I just want to ask you a quick question. In the World Juniors, do you think there should be a mercy rule?
No. I'll give a quick answer, but no, especially because we were talking about like the correlation between the mercy rule and sports.
Right.
And that comes through like baseball. That's where it's kind of like, or softball, whatever. That's where there's your rule in very, very elementary ages of baseball, especially if you're traveling across country right now to play in a global tournament on the global stage. And every second that you're playing is impacts your draft stock, right? Whatever. Like you need one plus minus, 1 goal, 1 assist, like anything very down to the last minute. It could very well affect it. Not to say that 16-2 is like where the line's drawn. I don't think that mercy rule. We've seen way worse scores than this.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I just think it's so hard to say. It's the era, right? Like it's the era we're in.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of had some arguments with this on Twitter last night about.
I was going to say you're the guy with the mustard and the.
If there should be a mercy rule, and I said no because you're playing at that. And somebody went all like Webster's dictionary on me because I said they were professional players. Like, well, technically they're not pros; they're not being played. I was like, these guys, they're professional hockey players at this point in their lives. They have a dedicated career to hockey. That's what they've been training for. So, in a sense of a definition, no, I guess they're not professionals. But in a sense of looking at things overall, yes, they are professionals. And at a professional hockey player, you can take an ass kicking once in a while. I don't care if it's 16-2, 17-2. If Canada had been ass kicked 16-2, it was like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe they need to get that out of their systems. It's like you don't need a mercy rule because it's not. It doesn't fully define your team, right? Like it wasn't. Yeah, it was weird. Like I just don't think
a mercy rule. So in baseball, right? Think about it. A mercy rule. It's just like. Okay, the team's up at bat. It's the 6th inning. It's whatever, 10-0 at this point. 0 outs. The thing with the baseball game and the mercy rule is you could literally be there till tomorrow.
Yes, there's no.
If time. It's going that, there is no time limit in a baseball game. Rather, there's a time limit in a basketball game, a football game, a hockey game. When have I seen a major league or whatever? Like maybe if you're a little kid, you have a timestamp on the schedule slot. You can't stay for 3 hours of a baseball game. Sure, that's when the mercy rule comes into play, right? Like, why are we still here wasting our time? But in reality, the MLB, you could be there for what? Like, how long have we seen games go on? Like,
the hours.
It's not a timed sport, right? So it's baseball. I don't know. I'm not here arguing that the only reason should be no mercy rule in IIHF hockey in general is because of baseball. But like you kind of realize that the baseball game can't really end, especially if it's going poorly, right? Like you could be there forever, 72-0. That's kind of demoralizing. There's no time that's going to help you or anyone that's going to save your ass. So with the hockey game, like there's going to be an end. There's 60 minutes. How you affect your play throughout that 60 minutes, regardless of a score, is kind of what determines your overall like value as a player. Is like how do you play if you're down 16-2 or up 16-2.
Right. And I just kind of had a field day with it because I saw a bunch of people saying like, oh, I feel bad for the kids. No, don't feel bad for them. They're there for a reason. They know what they're getting into. They would much rather finish the game than have on like the score sheet like, oh, ended early because of mercy rule. Like, no, that's not what you want to see. No. So anyway, to address
especially like I think especially is my favorite transition word. Anyway.
Especially. What was I saying? Yeah, just to address your question earlier about who to look out for in Slovakia. So I'm looking at the.
That's what.
Their starting goaltender, Samuel Hulavage. He had a great first game against Finland, and he's going to look to continue it. He's going to see a lot of shots today, and I think he's going to look good. He might let in a lot of goals, but you do see this in the World Juniors where a team faces, like, for example, yesterday, Austria gave up 73 shots and lost 11-0. But, the goalie saved all but 11 of them on a 73 shot performance. You get your chance to shine. And I will also be looking at their captain, Samuel Kanasdiko. He is a defenseman, big body, likes to move the puck and jump in on the offense. He had a great game against Finland as well, so I'm going to look to continue to see his performance.
Good work, Josh.
On Slovakia. And they will be wearing blue. Canada will be wearing white. I just saw that come in. Oh, and also Canada will be without Dylan Holloway, Tyler Gauthier, and Braden Schneider.
I'm excited, buddy. It's coming. What are some things we should talk about when we come back? What should the score be at?
After the first period.
Say that again?
After the first period, it'll probably be 4-1 Canada. What do you think?
Right on. Okay. That's a game. That's a full game in some levels, some tournaments. 4-1. So
well, that's a 4-1.
It goes a lot right now.
Yeah. I think there's gonna be a lot of power plays, and we'll see how it goes.
Offense is at a high right now.
Yeah, for sure. It's a weird prediction.
What's my prediction? Yeah.
Go ahead.
I say 3-0 probably for Canada. No goals yet.
By the first?
By the end of the first, 3-0. They're coming off a high. They're confident. Not to say that 3 goals is easy in any league, but
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Expectation right now, I'd say.
Yeah. So we'll stop here, I think. Yeah. So we'll stop here, and we will see you after the first period. All right, first period over. Canada leaves 1-0.
Wow, 1-0. So both of us, just to start off, incorrect. Okay.
Yeah.
4-1 and 3-0 were not like those were pretty generous now that I'm thinking about it. But initial thoughts. What do you have?
Canada looked good. They didn't give Slovakia much at all. Like, they were shutting them down in the neutral zone, stepping up at the red and blue line, keeping them in below. Whenever Slovakia did get into the zone, Canada did a good job of playing them behind their own goal line. So they were keeping them from in front of the net, which was nice to see. A little bit more of a test than the Germany game yesterday. So it was just good to see, like, some of their systems were in place and they know what to do when there's a challenge faced. And Slovakia only had 4 shots, so we don't really see much from the goaltender, but I liked what I saw from the rest of the team. No stupid penalties, nothing really. I thought it was a little weird that Quentin Byfield didn't know the mouth guard rule, but apart from that, nothing really stood out.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Who had the first goal again?
Jordan Spence. So
there you go. Only 1 goal.
And that was his first World Junior game as well. Or it still is his first World Junior game. So he scored on his first shot in his first game of the World Juniors, which is pretty cool to see.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
So as that happened, also, something throughout the break, you had the final score of the Mavericks game was also a record breaker for the Clippers franchise because it was the largest loss by 51 in Clippers history. So,
yeah, that's not very good.
To go with like to go along with like the NBA halftime record, they also got this personal record. So they just got obliterated today. Do you have any other news outside of the World Junior?
Should there be a mercy rule in the NBA then?
No, we already talked about this. We got a time limit in the NBA at least, right?
So, yeah, but
that's good. Hey, on a day on a weekend rather of mercy rules get thrown around every league.
Yeah. No, not much more to say on that, but we did have some NHL things. Tim Schultz signed with the Sens, his entry-level contract, which it appears it hasn't been official yet, but his contract with Mannheim, a team over in Europe who he was playing with. That contract has been void, so he can come over and play in the NHL. He will join the Sens after Germany has been eliminated from the World Juniors or they win. And then he has to do his 7-day quarantine, and then he can join the Sens camp, so that's good for him. And then not much else going on in the NHL. The 7 Canadian teams were given the green light to play in their own buildings. So they will be moving forward that. So the schedule will stay the same. Just they have to up the testing and use the players to advocate for public health and public safety around the coronavirus. So that was the only catch the provinces had. So luckily they will be able to play in their own buildings, which is going to be good to see. So we'll actually see the Scotiabank Arena for the first time in forever.
Yeah, I'm excited actually. So that's gonna be good news to see. Ooh, the Leafs flag is slightly falling.
That's fine.
Whatever that does.
Does nothing. But yeah, I mean, first period, not too much happening. I did get a laugh out of the Slovakian coach benched his son on Christmas Day, or he was a healthy scratch because his son's on the team, so he scratched him for the first tournament game. I mean, they won, so it worked. But
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, son. You're not playing today. That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
And then, all right, what's your predictions for the second period?
Okay. By the end of the second period, hopefully, for Canada.
Say it again. I don't think I caught it.
3-1. I'd
3-1?
say it gets to 3-1.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll go.
for Canada too. So
I'll stick with my 4-1. That's holding up. And then I was texting.
We're looking for some more penalties.
Yeah, I was texting some people before the game, and they were saying it was going to be like 10-1, 9-1, 8-1. So they were on board with me, but I think that's going to change a little bit, unless they just kind of blow it open in the second and the third, which is entirely possible. I mean, the U.S. only led Austria 1-0 after the first yesterday, and that ended 11-0. So we'll see how that goes. But anything else?
No, we'll just wait for some more news to break too. I like this. We keep coming back intermittently.
Where's your sports trivia?
Whatever that term is.
Give me some sports trivia.
Oh, okay. It's in my room, so that's for the next period.
All right. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Let's do that next period. I'll go and get it. I'm looking for something, but that's a good idea now.
All right. I'll do sports trivia at the end of that. So we will see everybody at the end of the second period.
Trivia will go involved. That's a good idea.
All right. Peace. All right. Still 1-0 after 2. Twitter yesterday was all Canada stopped scoring, and now they're all Canada can't score. So.
Yeah, that's a very quick turn of events. I still thought it was going to be 3-1. It's looking like it might not even be 3-1 by the end of the game. So what do you think?
I got a bad feeling this is 2-1 Slovakia and overtime written all over it.
That is I'd love to see overtime, but not a Canadian loss this early.
No, man. Like I got a funny feeling about this because nothing seems to be going in or even towards the net.
Washington has a funny feeling.
You know, they had 5 shots that period.
Actually, something that's interesting is that Mike Hoffman got signed to a professional tryout. And I mean, I know it's unrelated to the Canada topic, but it's important to know that this episode started with no news and could have broke without no news, but happened.
So the reason behind that is you can't put players on LTIR until the start of the season. So on January 13th, Tarasenko and who else? And Steen. Yeah, Tarasenko and Steen will go on LTIR, which is presumably when Mike Hoffman will sign his contract. So I think in principle they kind of have a handshake deal.
Right, which is interesting.
You know, it's just like come to training camp with us, do this, do that, and then we'll sign you when we have the cap space for it because they don't really have any right now.
Right.
But
so
the only issue with the PTO, professional contract is another team can offer him a contract. So we'll see how that goes. But the other teams aren't going to be able to see him play because there's no preseason games this year.
Right. That's like I said, I don't want to stray from the World Junior game, but to mention like an important piece, like Mike Hoffman's a very sought after goal scorer, in my opinion.
He's a 30 goal scorer, man.
Right. So
he led the Panthers, or second on the Panthers last year with 59 points, I think.
yeah, he's a really good pickup. And I saw a professional tryout. I was like, what? But there's a lot that goes behind why that is.
You're going to see a lot of that too with a flat cap. Teams are not going to want to spend. They're going to want to.
Oh, Craig Anderson also went to the Capitals on a tryout.
That's presumably to replace Lundqvist.
Right. So
we'll see how that goes.
After the Canada game, you said they only had 5 shots.
Yeah.
It's not coming and they just had a power play to end the period there. It wasn't even, they had space.
No shots on the power play.
They had space to make the plays, but they weren't physically making the plays. So
no, they have no trigger guy. I don't know if they look tired or they look lost almost. I think we're kind of seeing, now they're facing a little bit of competition. It's kind of showing hey, we didn't get pre-tournament. We had one pre-tournament game. We didn't really have much of a training camp. So you're just kind of seeing the breakdown in systems and the breakdown in just communication between the coaching staff and what they want the players to do. And they're kind of lucky they have a soft group this year with Germany, Slovakia, Finland, and the Czech Republic, I think. And they're kind of
Don't you mean Canada?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they
right.
And they can use these games as tune-up games, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how they move forward from this because first period they looked okay, but second period kind of had me worried.
Especially because lack of missed chances, I would say. Right,
and I'm not they'll probably still win this game, but you still gotta play. You still gotta play Finland. Yeah, you play like this against Finland, you're not winning that game.
Yeah, that's true, and the broadcasters were mentioning that Finland is going to be quite the task.
Yeah, and I don't know. Finland's look really good actually defensively, and I'm just kind of surprised the way this team's performing, to be honest.
Let's clear the air here. You want to start some trivia? Some NHL trivia?
Let's do some trivia. Let's see how much I don't know.
Okay, sucks because you can't ask me anything, and it's not like if I showed you, the viewer would know. So it's just kind of if I showed you and I wasn't looking. So we'll just test Josh on his hockey knowledge, and then one day I'll mail him the NBA cards in this one so he can ask me. Okay.
Or maybe we can do an in-person trivia show or something.
There we go. With the screen barriers between us, like they do with tests, mask and COVID testing required.
There we go.
Okay, so this is pretty good. Who was the first defenseman to win an NHL scoring title? Give 5 seconds for the fan to comment, actually, because unless Josh knows it quickly, then he can answer. But if the fan, okay, so
is it multiple choice?
Okay, it is multiple choice actually, because that makes sense. It gives me answers here, so it gives me. Okay, so let's just do it that way then. The list is 4. Every answer is 4. I should have mentioned that, by the way. Okay. So, who was the first defenseman to win an NHL scoring title? The options are Bobby Orr, Ray Bourque, Brian Leetch, and Doug Wilson.
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that first part where we fucked that up, by the way.
All good.
Yeah. Okay. 1 for 1. Very easy. What is the most points scored in an NHL season? 215, 212, 204, 109.
I know it's Wayne Gretzky, and I know it's more than 200. And I think it's 212.
215. Answers were
that's
up there.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said 215.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
In what year did the game called Miracle on Ice take place? 1984, 1988, 1980, 1976. Wait a minute. Did I say 18, 18, 18, 18?
No, no, you're good. I believe it was 84.
I definitely said 18, 18. It was in 1980.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, let's just edit that one. That was brutal. I think I literally said 1880, 1886, and then 100 years later. Like, I don't even know. That one has to go. What father and son became the first to both win an NHL MVP award?
oh,
Bobby and Brett Hull, Gordy and Mark Howe, Daryl and Brett Sutter, Peter and Paul Stastny.
scoring title, right?
MVP, NHL MVP award.
Is it the Hulls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the first player to win the Stanley Cup as a captain on 2 different teams? Mark Messier, Joe Sakic, Jean Beliveau, or Guy Carbonneau.
Captain to win a Stanley Cup on 2 different teams.
Right.
Jean Beliveau.
Incorrect. Mark Messier.
No.
Who was the last NHL player to play without a helmet? This answer is going to make you laugh. Craig McTavish, Ron Duguay, I don't know. Bobby Clark or Rob Blake?
Craig McTavish.
Craig McTavish. What NHL goaltender has the most career wins? Martin Brodeur, Patrick Waugh,
Martin Brodeur,
or Mike Richter?
Marty Brodeur.
Okay, so there's 3 edits there so far. Who was the first NHL player to score 50 goals?
Oh.
Richard, Bobby Hull, Mike Bossy, or Guy Lafleur?
Rocket Richard.
Yeah.
That's why the award's named after him.
Who was the only player to win an NHL MVP award in the 1980s other than Wayne Gretzky? Mario Lemieux, Mark Messier, Jaromir Jagr, Martin St. Louis.
What? He didn't even play in the 80s. What was the award?
MVP.
Oh, that's a tough one between Lemieux and Messier.
Is it though?
I'll go Lemieux.
Yeah. All right, one more.
One more.
Let's throw you something out in left field.
We vibing over here.
Okay, this is unrelated, but to hockey rather. What were the New York Jets called before they were the New York Jets? The Empires, the Stars, the Titans, or the Skyscrapers?
I don't fucking know.
The New York Titans.
Oh. I kind of like the Skyscrapers better. When did that change? Does it give like information on it or no?
No, it just says that answers, yeah.
Interesting. The more you know. The more you
Are we gonna
know.
come back after the third?
If it's yeah, we will. We'll come back anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Predictions for the third. Let's hear them.
Oh God, I hope we win 3-1.
All right. I'll stick with my 4-1. I'll just write it out.
my 3-1 after I changed it up, but it's like my second change up, and I don't want to it's not even gonna reach that, so I kind of want to keep it at 3-1.
My hope is 4-1. My heart's telling me 2-1 overtime.
Well, we'll be here for it.
All right. See you after the third. Bye.
Is here.
All right, so Canada wins that one 3-1. Brandon predicted it. Molson, what did you think? He doesn't care. Anyway, it got a little closer there than I thought it would at the end.
I agree for sure. I was lucky to see the last two, even though the one was empty netter. I didn't see the 2 go ahead, 2-0, but the shot by the Slovakian gentleman.
Great shot.
It was a very nice shot. Yeah.
No, I liked it. It was good, but I think
it bounced off the guy's stick on a rolling pass.
Right. I think Canada has some things to work on before their next game. They play again on the 29th. And I think they play, let me see who they play. It's not Finland. It's the other team. And I'm totally blanking on it right now. I cannot remember who it is. I'll have it right here. Switzerland. And the Swiss have looked good, so we'll see how they do.
That's very so.
Increasing difficulty every game, but that's what you.
Canada wins 3-1. I called 4-1 at the end of the first, and then I called 3-1 at the end of the second, and then I called 3-1 for the final. And they get it in the last 30 seconds. They get the empty netter. So I'm not right, but I'm a little bit more right than Josh. So that's important.
Brandon is the new prophecy of the Orient Sportscast.
Give me the lightsaber. And we're just hanging out and doing some dog training.
Yep.
Look at this guy.
Say hi. No.
Yes.
You just want your dinner, don't you? Yeah, he's hungry. All right. Anything else? I see we got one more trade. A lot of news actually broke, but the Sens made a trade. Let me get the names correct. They have sent the Sens trade Marian Gaborik and Andrus Nielsen to the Tampa Bay Lightning for Braden Coburn and Cedric Paquette, as well as a 2020 second-round pick. It's kind of a way to trim the cap down. So some good depth added for the Sens. They might actually make a splash this season, surprise a couple teams.
Ooh. Bold statement.
Yeah, well, I'm a bold guy.
Bold statement.
We'll see how they do. So when are we back? Today's Sunday. Should we aim for Tuesday?
Yeah. Do something more.
Let's go for Tuesday. All right. Let us know if you like this format. If you didn't like it, also let us know. We'll see how it does. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handles are down below. The podcast page, Instagram, is up here. And hit that subscribe button, press like. If you don't do it for us, do it for my dog. We'll talk to you later. Bye.